What's going on, guys? Shevon here, back with a new video. And before you start to talk about my hair, it looks bad, but because of the, I can't really get to go to the barber. But something came into the mail for me about like 2 weeks now, and this is the LG Gram, but the 14-inch model. Now everyone has been reviewing the 17-inch model, but good thing also comes in small packages. We have to give the small things some love as well, people. So we're gonna look at this 14-inch model from LG 2020, all white, one finger to open up, super clean. Without any further ado, let's jump into the review. Let's go. Okay guys, so before I jump deeper into the video, I just want you to know that this laptop isn't made for application intensive stuff like 3D rendering, video editing at 4K, hardcore title games. It's just mainly focused on portability, ease of use, browsing the web, checking your emails, daily laptop tasks, Microsoft Word and small stuff like that. Just to get it, just to get that into your brain before I start to talk about this. Now, this is a 14-inch IPS screen and it just looks amazing from all angles. You know that LG doesn't really miss when it comes onto screen. So if you have seen any LG displays before, IPS displays, you know that they just can't go wrong with a display. And because it's in a smaller form factor, the pixels are more dense, so it looks even sharper. For all you PC geeks out there, by now you might be wondering, so Shevon, how are the thermals and the performance, how are they stacking up? And to be honest, while editing raw photos, like I said before, in Lightroom or Photoshop with a couple apps open in the background like Chrome, maybe even Discord, the fans start to kick in, and a lot of the laptop, it just starts to get warm, which leads to throttling, and then everything just starts to move slow. The fans don't get loud like anything annoying. For example, you couldn't bring this into the library or any quiet space, but you could for sure hear the difference between when it was just at a normal temperature than when it's actually throttling. You could definitely hear the fans kicking in and it would start to get hot. The PC would start to move a little bit slow. So yeah, that's just something to note. So Intel's new 10th generation U CPUs are okay for performance. They're more about energy efficiency, but one thing I like is how fast it loads up applications. So it has up to 2 times more graphics performance with the Iris Plus graphics card. The HEVC encoding allows you to play back 4K HDR video and enjoy basic 1080p gaming without any issues as well. Now, unfortunately, this is a loaner device LG sent me, so I cannot open it up to show the internals and how they manage the thermals and everything. But I know inside there's an Intel 10th gen i5 CPU running at 1.20 GHz and it turbo clocks up to 3.70 GHz. But even when it's turbos to 3.70 GHz, it starts to run slower, as I mentioned earlier, which is to be expected seeing how thin and lightweight this laptop is. Just at 2.2 pounds, the hot air might be getting trapped, especially if you're using it in your lap. So because it's so lightweight and thin, whenever you're holding it in your lap, stuff like that, if it's not propped up, the heat will start to get trapped. So if you could prop this laptop up or keep it like in an open space, it would be good to go. But as I said before, super lightweight, super thin, the lightest laptop I've ever used. So yeah, that's the reason why I think the thermals are just super warm when you try to play a lot of games on there or do a lot of different multiple application stuff at once. So also inside we have 8 gigs of DDR4 RAM paired with a 256 gig NVMe M.2 SSD, which is really fast when booting up the device or just transferring files in general. The port selections are also solid for an Ultrabook at this size. We get 3 USB ports, 2 USB 3.0 and 1 Thunderbolt USB Type-C port that you could charge, transfer files, and power up displays up to 5K res with the Thunderbolt port. Now we have support for an Ethernet connection also through USB-C. There's a headphone out and a charging port. Finally, there's also a standard HDMI port, a micro SD card slot. Personally, I would rather have a regular SD card slot because all my cameras use a regular SD card slot. Surprisingly, LG managed to pack a 72 watt hour battery in this thing, and I personally don't know how they did it. That 72 watt hour battery will last up to 18 hours, which seems accurate. I get around 3 to 4 days with light use, then I would need to charge again. So I can just imagine using this at school for just notes and light tasks will definitely get you throughout the day before needing to charge again. Now my experience using this laptop for the past 2 weeks has been phenomenal. It helps me get work done all around the house. I previously used my desktop PC for everything and I would need to like sit at the desk for hours, but with this laptop in the picture I could just get up, go to the living room, to the balcony or to the coffee shop, anything like that, and still be productive, checking emails, writing script for videos, and typical YouTuber life. Now the design approach LG took was a good decision. For the fit and finish, I honestly don't see what else they could have done. You could easily fit this into a bag and it will not weigh you down. You could drag it all around the place. You will not feel it. It's just that light. So the material that LG used for this thing is magnesium alloy, which allows it to feel super light but have that same premium metal finish and feel to the laptop. Now this laptop does not feel cheap and plasticky at all. You can also easily open the laptop with one finger, which is really appreciated, and not all laptops can boast about that. It does have a webcam, but it isn't anything special, just a typical laptop webcam that you see in everything in my opinion. Now the typing experience is great. Typing on the keyboard feels good, but not the best since I'm used to mechanical keyboards with much more travel. There isn't a lot of flex when typing as well, and the keys travel is alright for a thin laptop. You will not find a numpad on the laptop or the keyboard due to its size, but I'm used to that because my main PC keyboard is a 60% keyboard layout, so not having a numpad isn't an issue for me. But if you're not used to that, I can see where this might be an issue, especially if you do accounting and need quick access to the numbers. But don't forget that you still have a full top row with all the numbers you will need. Now there's just one thing I don't like about the keyboard though, and it's the backlight. So with the keyboard, you have an option to turn off the backlight, and you also could have it on a low brightness and a high brightness setting. But for me, I just find it weird at night sometimes. Looking at it from like a different angle, I just can't see the keys. Even in dark light, I can't see the keys from certain angles. So normally when I'm in bed, I have the laptop like this, and with the lights on, I don't know, it's just maybe because of the all white design, the lights reflecting on it, and then everything just looks weird. But let me know if you guys have that same issue with like all white laptops with white backlighting. So I guess that's just something I realized on my own. Let me know if I'm wrong or what, if anyone have ever experienced anything like that before, because that was my first time. I'm just used to like black keyboards and stuff like that. So yeah, let me know down below in the comments. But aside from that, the trackpad is amazing. It's very clicky and tactile, and gliding my finger across the trackpad feels really smooth and responsive. I've had no issues using the trackpad. I also like how the trackpad's right and left click is not separated and it's just all in one, making it feel more balanced. At the top right of the keyboard is the power button as well, which also doubles as a fingerprint scanner for fast and easy logins. The speakers are not the best on this laptop though. It has support for DTS-X ultrasound, which works well with headphones for 3D sound and audio. But for the speakers themselves, they sound decent at low volume. Anything over like 70-65% starts to rattle and it doesn't sound as great. You can easily get away with watching YouTube videos and TV shows, but when it comes on to like immersing yourself in sound, you definitely need like an external speaker or some headphones. Now personally, this laptop isn't for everyone. You're paying for the premium build, quality, portability. If you're not expecting to do anything hardcore gaming and edit 4K videos on it, I think it's amazing display with the new 10th gen processors, and an 18-hour battery life really makes this laptop worth the purchase. It's currently going for like 1,600 Canadian, and also it's gonna be cheaper in the US, and you can get them from Amazon or any Best Buy retail stores. So yeah, that was my review on this LG. I even forgot the name. It's some weird name, but it will be in the title. But yeah, it's 14 inches, really portable, lightweight, gets the job done. Productivity laptop. Check email. You could get away with a little bit of 1080p video editing, 4K image quality editing on Lightroom, Photoshop. You know, it gets the job done. It's really handy. And yeah, that was my review on this laptop. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Make sure you guys are staying safe. And as always, love, peace, and tweaks. And remember to wash those hands. Signing out.